Hey, welcome. This is Mike, and today I'd like to share with you what I call my fake handheld camera technique. This is easy to do, it's fun, and it can juice up your YouTube videos for you. Okay, so let me show you exactly what I mean. So first, let's look at how YouTubers can capture their videos. Now, many use a DSLR type camera, maybe a mirrorless camera, or a smartphone to shoot their videos with. And they have their camera fixed on a tripod in front of them, or maybe some other type of holder. But the advantage of this method of using a tripod with a fixed camera is that one can shoot their video alone without any help. Okay, they don't need someone to hold a camera in front of them. They're using a tripod. And instructional type videos, motivational videos, speeches, things like that work well with this type of setup. Now, this is also how I shoot most of my videos, sitting in my chair in my little spare bedroom at home, and that's how I shoot a lot of my videos. But often people use a handheld camera. Here's an example. This is a good example of what using a handheld camera could look like or might look like. Here's a gentleman, perhaps a politician. He has some reporters following him, and you can see the bouncing around of the background and the people. That's using a handheld camera. Okay, well, here's a short clip, and this is a good example of how I used what I call my fake handheld camera technique or effect to create the illusion that someone's using a handheld camera to, move around a little bit and create some motion in this video. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can easily incorporate this effect into your own videos, and I'll show you some kind of cool tricks you can use to make this very easy to do. Okay, so let's just as a review, and I'm sure if you use Screenflow, you know how to do all these things, but let's make sure we're on the same page. So here's a clip I've got. When I set this up, I set this up as 1280 by 720 pixels, okay? And that's the size, again, to make it fit into YouTube just right. So the first thing that I'll do is come down here, and let me show you these 4 items. Before I begin, here's my clip right here. Okay, and over here there's a plus arrow and a down arrow. I'm going to click on the up arrow, and that makes the clip show up bigger in my timeline. I'll make it easier to see. So again, I can click on the clip or just click on the video up here. And the 4 things I said, you need to be able to stretch a clip. And I know that you know how to do this, but let's just review. Grab any one of these corners like this up here, and you can make it smaller, or you can make it bigger, any size you want. And I'm going to take it back to its original size right there. So that's how to stretch it. Now, you're probably not going to need to do this, but if you do, to crop a clip, again, click on it, and it'll highlight it up here in our viewport up here. You have to press the Option key and hold it down, and keep holding it down, and grab any one of the side buttons, like this one right here, and then drag it in. And you can see you can change how it looks by cropping out any of this. And you can, if you feel like cropping out my whole face, you could do this. But yeah, so you can do that. The third thing is way down here in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a little, it looks like a horseshoe. It's actually supposed to be a magnet. And by default, that may be clicked on and turned on. And be that blue color. If it is turned on, you need to click on this and turn it off, so it's just a black and white outline, just like that, because if it's left on, it's going to interfere with what we're doing. And then the last thing is, if I click on my clip, up here in video motions, let me just click on it. It looks like a stopwatch. It looks like a clock up here. If you click on this and go to action, it lets you create an action, a video action, and we're going to need to be able to do that, and it created one right here for me. I'm going to take that out. We don't want that there now, but I'll show you how to do that when we get to that point. So if you can do those 4 things, you'll be able to use this effect to great success. Okay, so let's get started. Let me show you how easy it is, and this is fun to do. I enjoy playing around with this. How to set up this fake handheld camera technique in Screenflow. So to begin with, you can see that this is my video clip, okay? And you can see right now that this is move my scrubber bar over to the end, you can see right here it's about 14 seconds. Okay, and then the other thing is right here, I want you to notice that that fits in there just right into the viewport on Screenflow. Okay, and remember I said when you do this that you're going to want to, let me come right up here, you're going to want to stretch this out so that it's a little bigger than the viewport in Screenflow. See, it more than covers. You need to stretch it out a little bit so you've got some working room on both sides. So the first thing that we would do is come back here in our scrubber bar and scrub all the way back to the beginning right there. And when you do that, you need to make sure you've got this clip highlighted with the yellow box around it down in the bottom. And then we're going to come up here again to these tools that we have up here and click on the stopwatch looking thing, the clock, whatever it is, and that's a video motion tool. And what I'm going to do is click on action, and when I do that, by default this comes up to 0.5 seconds, or you can change it down in your scrubber bar too, but you can see down here that this yellow thing that it inserted, and it made it half a second long. And you can make this any size you want, but to start out, let's go with, about half a second right there. So to begin with, you start with your scrubber bar right at the beginning of this video action, and then you move it over to the end of the video action right there. And at the end of the video action, what we want to do is come up here, and you need to click on this clip up here. And you need to move it very slightly, not too much, like that's way too much, okay? You just want to move it a little bit. Let me go back to where I was. And what I'll do is let's just move this over to the right a little bit, okay? Like that. And now if we let this play, it happens real quick. It's only half a second. See how that moved over to the right, just like that? Okay, and what I'm going to do is just highlight this. This is the easiest way to do this. I could go back up here and create a new video action, but I'm just going to highlight this action right here. I'm going to hit Command C, and that copies it. And then I'm going to paste it in, and I'm not going to make it touch. I'm going to leave just a little gap. That works a little better. And then I'll hit Command V, and that pasted that action in. Now to go to the end of that video action, right there. And now remember, I moved it to the left or right or whatever I did, but let's move it back to the right and move it down a little. See what I did there? Okay, and now when I play this, let's watch. Okay, that's the first movement, that's the second one. So I've got two different movements in there. Now I know what you're thinking, oh, this is going to take me, to fill 14 seconds, this is going to take me an hour to do this. I'm sure the fast way to do it in a second, but yeah. So now what I do is I highlight my clip again, and I come in here and I click on the second video action. And I'm going to copy that one. Don't copy the first one again. We don't want it to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to hit Command C. I've copied it. Move my scrubber bar back here. Someplace, that's pretty close. There's a little gap. That's fine. And I put another video action in. Now this time, I'll move my scrubber bar to the end. Okay, and this time, let's go up. I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go back over a little bit. So that now when I play this, you can see there's the first action, the second, and there's the third. Okay, I'll try this one more time. Here, I'm going to highlight the clip, copy this, hit Command C and copy it. Then I'm going to come over here, leave just a little gap in there, doesn't matter how much. Hit Command V and paste it in. Now I need to do something with this action, so I go to the end of this right there, and this time let's go back to the left. We'll just go to the left, not up or down. Okay, so now we have 4 video actions. Let's watch. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4. Okay, see what we did? And we could continue doing this. Let me do this about 4 more times. You don't need to watch me do it, but Okay, so I've made 4 more video actions doing the same thing. I would copy one, paste it in over here, make a new action, paste it in over here, make a new action, just like I did in the first 4, okay? And it can give the effect that somebody's holding a camera and it's wobbling or they're moving around a little bit. You can see that, you know, what that did. Now, that's how you could do this, but to do this one at a time like I just did, it can take quite a bit of time. So I'll show you a trick that you can use, and I would make probably 4 or 5. I've made 8 video actions, and what I'm going to do is you can come in here, highlight your clip, and then come in, press your shift key, okay, and click on the first video action, the second, the third, the fourth, fifth, 6th, 7th, 8th. I guess I've got 9 of them. That's okay. I've highlighted all 8 of these video actions. I'm now going to let up on the shift key. I'm going to hit Command C, and that copies all those. I copied all, whatever, 8 or 9 of these. And now I'm going to come in, save a little space, hit Command V, and see it pasted all 8 of those in, all 8 or 9 of those in. And if I had, you know, 30 seconds, a 30-second clip, this would let me do this, you know, by copying in terms of 4 at a time or 6 or 8 or 9 at a time in just, you know, Command Shift, Command Shift, Command Shift. And you could quickly fill up, you know, as much area as you want to. And it's true that these actions are going to be the same as these, but people are not going to notice that because, you know, they're separated by 4 or 5 or 8 or 9 actions. So now when we play this, I'm going to unclick this. We'll go back to the beginning. Let's watch this. You can see each one of these actions. It gives the illusion that, you know, maybe somebody has a camera and they have a camera on you and it's moving around. And this works really well too if you're up and standing around at a marker board or a chalkboard or giving a speech or something like that. Then this can work really well. Okay, so let me just highlight on this video action right here. If you want to, you can come in and make these longer. You could stretch some of them out longer. So like, for example, with this one, it moves much slower. Or you could make this much shorter. Come in and watch that. See how fast that one went. And you can experiment with how long you make these. Maybe you want to be a second apart or even 2 seconds apart or whatever, but you know, at half a second, that will work really well. Hey, this is Mike again. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I really appreciate it. Hey, I love all you guys and I care about you. And you have my very, very best wishes for tremendous success in all that you do on YouTube.